of social responsibility and also your need to create something. And when we just talked, you said to me, Mark, I feel there's a moment that I need to create something again. So I'm sure we hear more about that. I don't know how many people know about the origin of Reset, but I think I'm one of the lucky ones who know anything about the origin. The idea was born on a sailing boat, as I heard, and then the idea raised to start a medicine against a hangover. And I think this is where Reset started, and yeah, never a hangover again. How wonderful is that? So Odin has used his entire bachelor at Team Academy for the further development of the product line, of the sales, and everything that comes with it. And I even lent my son-in-law to your business to coordinate the sales at the central station in Amsterdam for this project. Nobody will ever forget your first location with the blue lights in Candy. Eating is also part of drinking, and Mihai has found a lot of inspiration in that, both eating and drinking. After inquiries, the idea came up to blacken food with charcoal. What a challenge, bringing a product to the market that nobody wants and that also looked terrible. So you did not solve any problem, and I think that was good, that after that you said, Mark, I don't see a market in this. You found out yourself, and the other problem was black was never black enough. It was gray, I found in my notes in one of the sessions I had with you. And black is also oil. And oil gave you the inspiration to investigate if it was possible to recycle plastics made out of oil back to oil again. A very scientific plan, and unfortunately you had to cancel it after thorough investigations. I still remember our conversation at the 2nd of November 2017, in which you came to the conclusion that maybe this plan was too ambitious. The idea of nearshoring, though, the outsourcing of IT in Romania, I think that does solve a problem, and I think you can go a long way with that. Business models do not always have to be as complex as recycling plastics. Take, for instance, Derek. He just sold Christmas trees in December every year, and he easily achieved his money goal every year. And that's also nice when you have a very small business plan, but just do it and earn money. And besides that, yeah, you were also able to crack your brain in the SAP project, the self-sufficient energy platform of our project that caused many headaches, I think. So that was the adventure of SAP. In addition to entrepreneurs, Team Academy also creates good entrepreneurs. And I think, Fleur, with all your creativity, you are a good example of an entrepreneur doing marketing in a real estate company, for instance. And yeah, I'm sure you will shine there, like you shine everywhere. Not only Stijn found his partner in the family, also Calvin with the Brain Booster, and Paul worked closely with family for part of the bachelor, and even you for the whole bachelor, I think. Paul, within the 4 years that we have been together, we saw the first stone, and we also saw the end of the project. And you took us by the hand, and I think you can be proud on everything that you achieved with your father. And I hope sincerely that one day he will hand over and I'm sure he's listening, the direction of this company to you, and you will shine and use everything that you learned at Team Academy. One of Team Academy's main values is partner up. And partner up means try to find a suitable partner for your business. Isabella took that really very serious and very literally also. She hooked Niels. Are you calling him now? How is he?
There's a new link in the group.
Yeah. Maybe stop 1 second or not? Or go.
Yeah, maybe 1 second that the link of the Dutch
Yeah,
is not
so
working.
it broke, but I sent a new link already, guys.
It broke. How can a link break?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm
my.
sending the search.
Oh, cool.
Already fixed,
Is it fixed? Yeah,
but a new link.
we are in the air.
50.
So, Paul, your father did not hear the request.
I'll
Stopped when you started.
Well, in that case, I continue where we are. Yeah, okay, Niels have everything.
Start over again, Mark, please.
Yeah, thank you. Partnering up, Isa, that's where we were. And you took that very literally. So you hooked Niels, and together you started the Art of Simplicity, a beautiful jewelry line where you learned a lot about the business. And I just heard Niels saying, even though we are not focusing on it every day anymore, the orders are starting to come. So that is nice. That is a nice question for marketing purposes. Yeah, you have the first online order. Also, Anique found her partners in the family. Together with your aunt and your nephew, you started Commons together, a shared living concept, housing and services for a community of, let's say, 300 people, a very ambitious plan and based on sustainability. And yeah, we really look forward to your first stones. Maybe the stones are already there, and the finalization of the project. So all the best in that. Not all houses, though, are made of stone. Some are made of glass, and Sil, you know that some are made of glass. The greenhouses, for instance, are made of glass, and you did a lot of inquiry and knowledge about that, and it's really nice to see what you can do with the glass houses. And others think in steel houses. I remember that one of the most ambitious plans that started in year one, in your year, was the plan to start Boxed. Boxed was the plan to recycle depreciated sea containers into shops. And I really hope, Rutger, one day you will pick up the plan again, because I really think that this is a very nice plan. And it's also doable, I think. Changing times also require a review of business models. And I think, Johnny, you're one of the examples that had to redesign its business model. You built your reputation in the entertainment, and I think that you launched many original concepts in clubs. But unfortunately, due to Corona, the clubs had to close and there was no business model anymore. And I'm very proud, and it's very admirable, that in no time you set up a cosmetics line for young ladies. And I just heard it's still continuing, it's not there yet. But I always thought, is the business plan aimed to earn money or to make sure that girls keep on looking beautiful? I think the last can also be your motivation. Dear graduates, thank you very much for the confidence that you gave me in the last 4 years to take me. To be honest, I also learned a lot from you. I'm really very grateful for that, and also for trusting me and building up this relationship. I wish you all good luck, both personally and business-wise. And as Calvin's father taught me, and I hope he's also watching, doing business is not about growing, it's about flourishing. All the best.
Yes, is everything still up and running?
Yeah, so everyone, there's a new link available. You can send it to
The YouTube one, right?
The YouTube one. There's 27 people online, before there were 50 something. So I guess we lost a few. I apologize for that. The Wi-Fi shut it down.
It's a live.
Now it's live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The second
You're
link.
live.
Because my parents were like, we're starting from the beginning. Friesland heeft helemaal geen wifi, hè?
Okay, guys, as we're in online world and everything is going faster than normally. Normally we are here at where we're now would be like a 15-minute break, but because we're in such a high pace, I actually suggest to continue and then have that drink. Is that okay with everybody, or
Maybe 5 minutes?
Little bit.
or a total break? Let's do that. So can everybody has the link afterwards, and everybody is fine. Have a 5-minute break, and then we continue the program. Everybody? Cool.
All right.
So at home, we're back in 5 minutes.
Ja, dan neem ik het de belangrijkste mee.
Is this the mic that is good?
Yeah. That's something. Can I zoom in on you, Rutger? Shall I zoom in on you?
Je moet zo de slingers op aan.
Are we all here?
Never change.
Never change. Okay, guys, in the process. Okay, in the process, so how this will go, because this is the most important part, it's your part. So the process will be that there will be a nice picture with your name. You can come to the front, somewhere there, or here. Where can we stand the best with the second one? There, right? And we have we'll have this little speech with nice little things. But before we do so, I wanted to ask you actually, because I saw a lady here who has been taking care of you for about 4 years through Team Academy. I almost saw her sitting there crying. So can I?
Okay, now I need to say something, I guess. And I wasn't prepared, but oh shit, man, I'm going to miss you. I really do, and I really hope that I will see you sometimes for a big hug soon. Yeah.
Can I invite you, Larissa, for the first student?
Thank you.
So now is my turn and my honor, and I will have to somehow figure out how to combine glasses, because when I look at you in my glasses, I cannot see you, but I cannot see what I have written with my glasses on. So, the first person, yes, Anik, please. When I had to start, first thing that came to my mind was the angel wears Prada too. So because yes, Anik, for me it's also among other things that I will mention later. One most important thing that will stay with me is you're always very stylish, and even when you have been riding your scooter in the rain. And always create harmony around you. And another thing is that you have been a very gracious hostess. You organized a number of parties, especially the one in Cape Town, the one that I attended. Was very memorable, and you cook fantastic together with Sil a number of times for the team. You managed to organize your life, just like already mentioned at Team Academy, kind of like a little bit at the background, a little bit like drawing the line, like I do, but until here, because you had to combine it with your very active training and performing life with tennis, your private and your business. And one other thing that I am actually very happy to say is that I don't know if I'm happy or not that you guys did not continue with Belanik. Otherwise, you know, like I would have to stand here not only with the shout, but thank God. That will not have to happen. Anik, another characteristic of you, I think, is that you have been, for me at least, I can call you the queen of Excel, PowerPoint, desktop publishing, and saving the team many times with all their needs for creating beautiful team manifest, or planning, or any other PowerPoints to make those plans, perhaps half-baked, look like they were very solid and very, very beautiful. Yeah, the last thing from Belanik to comments.
Thank you.
And now I think
In the routine, yeah, please take a seat for the diploma. Daar gaat ze.
Nee, dat is snel tekenen.
Hier gaat ze 7 pagina's.
Checking grades, all grades.
Checking.
And Nick always loves the spotlight, so.
Just checking all the grades now from all the years, so.
Takes a while.
An 8 and a 9.
Anik, I have for you. So we thought, let you finally get some notes, so little notebook.
I always like this.
Because this is a group which cooks a lot. We invented the cookbook from people from Team Academy with all best recipes.
Okay.
So here it's for you. And of course for later on.
Yeah.
Just for the whole group, Anik is going to create a nice photo album from all years for Team Academy for you still.
Well, may I invite you now to the spotlight?
Great.
So looking back on it all, was it worth it? Looks like it. Well, one thing with you is you were quite clear and quite and white. If you're not interested, you're not interested. But if you are interested, or if you are in, then you are really, really very happy. So another important role that you, apart from actually challenging and inspiring, etc., was that in the team, you indeed always confronted and always demanded performance, and that's why we have you here pointing to the performance. How is that? But you not only demanded it from the others. You also, or actually in the first instance, demanded it from yourself, and you have constantly pushed yourself and took yourself to the new territories and interesting and saved you as well. So I really enjoyed your thesis, and I am. That's why I have put it here, and I am wondering now that you're looking not only back but also looking forward, what is going to be in the future. And I'm wondering if you will go into politics and try to change this and implement the third rental market, or you will do it as an entrepreneur with innovative solutions. I'm curious.
We will see.
But first, your diploma.
Lekker party.
Yeah, it started again. I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Quickly call zero space.
Is it not working?
It stopped and now it's back, but it's not stable.
Is everybody on the Wi-Fi?
You need my
Kelvin?
I never was on the Wi-Fi.
What's important?
You can,
Yeah,
go
but
to
no,
If I switch the internet connection, I need a new
Wi-Fi?
link again.
Yeah.
It's really not handy.
Do you have a direct internet cable? Yeah. Here. Like
No,
like
no.
now with school and.
This is
But
what it
people are
is
back.
by now.
Does anybody have a direct cable these days? Because we know how it looks like.
Yeah, that's it. And it's recording, so at least. Try my best.
It will be fine.
Thanks to you, Paul.
That's why we
Think about it. Goals.
Come to the front. Yes, most important things about you have been mentioned, of course. The perseverance, the creativity. One thing, well, of course, the Szalcie, that's how I will always miss Szalcie, that's how I will always remember you, of course. One thing that for me was, and maybe not many people know this about you, and hopefully you are okay that I will share this.
I hope.
I hope that one day I will see a book of your poems published. I hope you are continuing or will restart doing that. I learned in our learned that Alia is also a dreamer and a poet. Because for me, I always have seen her as this tough cookie, like this also demanding like full performance and getting impatient and wanting to achieve things and going for the money. And then one day in our conversation, I discovered, oh, but there is also the opposite side, is the poet. So I hope that you will find some time to also engage with that and be always happy. But first, the diploma.
Thank you.
Check all of them.
Yes, the same.
All the old ones.
Ik snap het druk nog niet.
Wat wil je zeggen voor zijn eigen cirkel?
9,6.
Milo.
Ik kan het ook niet laten.
Yeah, for me, if I have to choose two words, then to characterize you, for me at least, it's eccentric originality. You are original, and you are somewhat eccentric in your thinking. So indeed, the black food, if it's the food, then it has to be different. Also, what for me, I will look at it because I don't want to forget what I wanted to say to you. So you have also been a deep thinker. I always enjoyed reading your essays, the books that you have, you would choose. You always provided an interesting perspective for me because many of the books I read myself. And I was like, wow, okay, I have never thought about it in this way. So you wrote detailed and long and interesting essays. That was a pleasure to read all the time.
Thank you.
Mihai, what I admired about you is that at Team Academy, you have chosen a little bit different path of development. You know, you can develop at least in two ways. You can continue building on your strengths, but you can go and build on your weaknesses, or let's say on. And so what you had to do at Team Academy, what you were asked to do, Mark already mentioned about that, was to actually anchor your out there creative ideas that were constantly popping up into your mind. You had to anchor them and bring down to the business. And Tim asked you actually many times. In fact, you and Paul are the first two students I remember when I came to the Academy for an interview. I had to kind of like somewhat mediate. You were upset, Paul. You were upset that Mihai was not doing the, I think the money goal or something, or you promised to do something. And I remember that I had to, yeah, Paul, you're so, and I remember that I had kind of like asked you. And what was very good is what also was mentioned by before about you playing tennis. And I don't know if you would have run it because it was second year. I remember very well you indeed stopping when being challenged. Stop. You count yourself and then you consider what was said. So that's also a very, very good quality and ability to kind of like stand under pressure. So yeah. And what should be mentioned again about challenging yourself is that you went all the way to from Romania to Amsterdam to Machu Picchu and back. And now you can have your diploma, and I am very curious in 5 to 10 years time to see what will happen with those creative ideas of yours.
Work for it.
Correct.
Double check. Double check everything. Trust me.
Yeah. Sorry.
Check it. Check all the marks.
All the marks. One more.
Thank you.
May I?
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Now he's smiling all the time.
I need to because
You don't need to. This takes me right back into the second year when we started. Johnny would make assumption that he needed to be certain way, and I would try to convince him otherwise that he can actually do what he wants to be, and he can negotiate that. So, Jenny, business über alles, I think. So, team sessions and all kinds of hand-holding were not really your cup of tea. But you grew to appreciate that side of TA as well. And you contributed to the team and to the TA with your business advice, with creative ideas. Part of those 24-hour challenges were won thanks to some of those creative ideas. And yes, and with your marketing knowledge. I remember very well myself learning a thing or two from you when you were doing the workshops for the team in the team sessions. And Jenny, despite many challenges during the Team Academy during the years, you persevered and you pulled through every time. So every time there was a challenge, you mastered it quite well, and you are here today. So you choose quite a challenging industry for your business focus, but you seem to be quite passionate about it, and so that also proves. And your thesis was also this was a fantastic idea. Your thesis was on that topic as well. And I wrote that I hope that with all the knowledge and skills and everything that you gain, the Triple G will be a constant hit zone. But today I learned from Mark that you have a different business now.
you have to adapt.
As far as I'm concerned, you will make any business a constant hit zone. So why not?
Thank you.
Okay. That's
Thank you.
Ik weet niet meer hoe handtekening gaat doen.
Welke bladzijde nieuw, hè?
This is the most frustrating scene. You want to hug? I want to hug you all. Like, yes.
Mooi moment.
Yay!
And my last speech.
Thank you.
Stijn.
Hello.
Stijn, to put the word, the only word in red capital letters across this whole slide. I meant to do it, and I don't know why I forgot about it. You know the word probably.
Process.
Process. Yes, process was the word. Then I was like, oh, I forgot to include it. Although the baby of the team by age, you did not lack it in business focus. And in fact, sometimes, in fact, most of the time, that was the priority. You chose to stay back home, making also your other priority and passion basketball, so to include that. But and once in a while, that priority, of course, impacted your academic performance a couple of times, a time or two. We will not mention that. But hey, you're an entrepreneur, you have a very successful company indeed, and it just somehow got behind, but it was mentioned that you named 25 under 25 in the Netherlands. I think it's quite an achievement. And this picture was having on the bottom of it, you were 20 years old at that time. So I don't know if you were also maybe the youngest person, even in the 25 under 25, not only in your class. You have always been focusing, as far as I'm concerned, on world domination. Your learning journey is an example of that. You plan to go all over Europe to visit restaurants and to find out how you can expand your business, but you did not stop there. You pushed yourself even further, and you took yourself completely out of the comfort zone and went to Dubai. I will always remember your story of sitting in the bus. And just a little bit like Paul, also like taking yourself out in a different culture, not knowing. But that's I think I read a book of Erik de Vlieger. It's a Dutch, famous Dutch entrepreneur. He wrote a book about that in real estate. He was also like, there was full of stories of just like doing something, like just like that, and that's for me what you are. So hopefully your thesis now convinced you also to continue with your company. Hopefully you are continuing with it.
For sure.
So, success with that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For the easy points.
Yeah.
Nobody can expect that.
Reading the fine print, huh?
Dankjewel.
Yee-hoo!
Dankjewel. Dankjewel.
This team has a number of coaches, both mothers and fathers. So now I'll pass it on to Andre, and then the other part of the team will be done by Mariel.
Thank you. Last one. Kelvin, maybe first few words about myself. I'm a strange duckling here because there's two team coaches who have, let's say, been team coaching this team. And I am considered and take pride in the team academy to be the team academy dinosaur, right? I've been here the longest, and it's something I really cherish because I think it's a cool place to be. But if I am the team academy dinosaur,
I need to be a baby dinosaur.
And I just started to manage Kelvin in year 2. And what does that say about the dinosaur students? Kelvin is a dinosaur student to me, and always will be part of many teams. He went into his plus team, but for us, he is part of Byte. We really cherish first and foremost as our place to be. But let me take you a little bit along the journey of Kelvin, and it's a little bit the hero's journey. Or you could say this is a story between a fairy tale and a movie, and then ending again in a fairy tale. Let me take you on Kelvin's journey. First year I have not seen. I have seen Kelvin, but not as a team coach. First year was, I think, the year of, let's say, getting a little bit bigger from adolescence to puberty. In almost the way he was dealing with it. But then I met him, and he was a really enthusiastic and very, as always, a very sociable person. And at some point, this sociability led to him wanting to be part of many things, like over here, the fraternity Atomos, the famous fraternity Atomos, where he was with his great friend Jörg standing next to him. And this was a great experience, and also quite gezellig from time to time. And we could notice it next morning. So this picture symbolizes Kelvin in his presence sometimes the next morning, even though you were always present. So that also needs to be said, right? I love your presence, and you're always a cheerful person. So intentional, I think, was always a strong part. Here you're lying next to your other best friend next to you, which is your iPhone, which everybody can also subscribe to Kelvin like his iPhone. And then I think we get a little bit to this part where, of course, the hero's journey is about, let's say, growth, and then it's about seduction. So this is about seduction. And now we come to this area of let's say, the challenge. Because the challenge is Atomos. And at some point we are in San Francisco, everybody has an eye on Kelvin, and the movie star is there, right? The Greek god Kelvin, who is playing in his own movie, because at some point it becomes a movie. Kelvin is here, but Kelvin is also here. He discovered kickboxing. And whilst he was challenged a little bit with his team results, with his school results, maybe taking an extra round of the roller coaster, which I'm sure you must have maybe taken as a conscious ride because you like Team Academy as much. Sure. But you were here going with Atomos, by the way, also with Atomos as a kickboxer. You went into a kickboxing contest. And that was a bit of a breakthrough in behavior, because there you discovered that not only are you very creative, as Stefan already mentioned, we have a creative spirit here with Kelvin, who can draw fantastically. As you can see over here, we even went into this specific house, which everybody can recognize, with a 24-hour challenge, which we prepared. Yeah. By the way, that one we didn't win, we won the next one. This is a fighter. So there's also a fighter in Kelvin. He won his fight. He broke his hand, but continued to fight. And I think that also shows a little bit of this movie spirit. The Greek guy, maybe some of you have seen this movie of 300, which is about 300 soldiers withstanding the whole Persian army, 300 Spartans, and they are just to survive, but they are very heroic. And this almost this time, Kelvin, we started to chat about this Greek god, which you needed to be in order to survive and to finish Team Academy. And this is one of the many chats, because I think I must have sent 300 messages to Kelvin. But it became our metaphor together. Yeah. And of course, together with Marjolein, who has been supporting you in your last and final track of sprinting Team Academy. This is one of our conversations. It says something like this: 300. Is this going to be your year? What are your plans, dude? He says, I'm gonna rock it. He said, make yourself proud, make me proud. Yes. I said, do you ever have an interest to chat, to be chased, or to be encouraged? I have both carrots as well as a whip lying in my drawer. Lifetime guarantee coaching. So Kelvin has taken that all very personally and very progressively, and as the fairy tale always ends as a fairy tale. Now you're close to be here getting your diploma. And some of the feedback from the we often gave much feedback to each other in 360 rounds. I think sometimes we spent 2 days just on the 360. It was Laserbyte in a nutshell. But this one sentence kind of describes you. You're a creative wanderer. And now you can choose to wander, or you can give us your creative wonder. And I think you've chosen. You will give us your creative wonder. You will be successful. I congratulate you for it.
Thank you.
And I'm happy to be taking you in the family of dinosaurs.
Cheers.
Yeah, the circle is round.
Yeah.
The circle is round. Now I can die in peace.
Je weet dat ik dit niet kan overtreffen, hè? Want hier,
Nee.
Deze. Speel administratie. Best je, man.
Ja, dankjewel.
And then we have.
Die tegeltje.
Superleuk. Hello, man. So Rutger told me not to have a bad speech when he was graduating. Don't have a bad speech. I said, no, that's right. The only thing I'm going to do is cry. So far, I'm still okay. So. Year 1, Rutger coming in at Team Academy with this, yeah, you all know it by now because it has been told before. Fantastic ideas, huge. It was boxed with the shop and what was it? Vertical farming. And still, when you say that to Rutger, you had those ideas. Can you help me out? What do you then say?
Sorry?
Yeah, thank you. You have to pay attention.
No, sorry.
So, what do you normally say when you say, oh, you had those ideas boxed and you had those digital farming ideas and you found them still very
Interesting.
good? So he can always say, yeah, they were actually really good ideas still. Hey.
Okay, sorry.
No, of course, I'll give it. I'll give you. But what I liked in the years from you, because you really started with ideas, they started here somewhere. And then in year 2, they came a bit down and became more realistic, and you started to work on boats. I think it was there, yeah. You continued to work with Pick and Hand. Oh, I still have to mention that one because this guy managed almost single-handedly.
Together with Stein.
Together with Stein. Sorry, Stein. To get the money going in the first learning journey, just by being creative, dealing with his contacts and getting the money in for Anyway, you started in boating, it grew, you went year 3 to Peru. I think that was the first time that you ever had to deal with any business at a distance and still managed it. Planning through the whole of Team Academy remained a thingy. And it is a word. I think this year you even managed to buy a calendar, or at least you said so. I'm not sure if you wrote anything in it, but
I'm for sure about it.
You bought it. And you got yourself a job. Somewhere you said in May,
they give you a call, can you please come? And immediately got a good contract. You even told me that you were going to buy a house because you got such a good contract. But what I really like about you is that, and my compliments for that is, so you managed, I spoke to you about it, you managed the job, you worked hard, full time. Next to time, which were little, but still you also had to work on your boat, and you managed to write your thesis.
Mhm.
I really do not know how you did it.
Good girlfriend.
They do. They do. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
But it definitely has something to do with seeing chances, seeing opportunities, having that entrepreneurial mindset, go for it. And yeah, that is great. So well done. I wish you a fantastic journey, starting at DPS, because I was DPS doing it.
You're good. You're good.
Because I think you will flourish there, and there will be fantastic new opportunities coming your way as well. So congrats, man. You did it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Goed lezen. Alsjeblieft, dankjewel.
Nee, dat moet je meenemen.
Oh, dat is wel. Ik ben het uit. Dankjewel.
And then there was Isabella. So there came in this beautiful little butterfly in Team Academy. She was walking around, wandering around, being her playful self, asking questions. What I always looked at you like, where do they come from? Because the questions were always on spot, really fantastic questions. The story is, I promised to tell it, so I'm going to tell it anyway. So we had this boating outing in year one, and I think you organized the boat, and we went there all together. And of course, Isabella was late again, like, hi, here I am. Yes, I am here. Where's the music? Nobody had a music box, and then Isabella started calling her, like, can you please bring a music box? Do you have one? Can you bring it? And I was just laughing. Does this work? And Isabella said, yes, always. So that was how Isabella walked into Team Academy. Being late, being nice and flying around in the world. And you started working, already mentioned, with Aniek Valeniek. And the change really came with the Art of Simplicity in combination with news. Because there it started. And you became this dedicated lady, focused on business, being there. I even mentioned to write down always on time and who was late today.
I did help.
Nobody knows. But anyway, lady, you even did your thesis and you managed to close that off with an 8.2 on a topic as well on your company, but very originally done, very practically, very orientated on how to grow it. My compliments on that. I'm proud of you. I'm really proud of you on who you became and how you developed. So even telling that, it gave me goosebumps. So you did really well. Very proud of you that you're now. So lady, continue, go. You rock.
Thank you.
Wat
zijn we toch aan het komen, hè, jongens?
Al die fietsen, de vrouwen.
Nou ja, het is compliment.
Nee, dat zijn.
Wat zei je? Nou, er staan jou niet.
Wat zei je?
Going strong. 35 people.
Wel coronatest.
Niet to original
Cool.
Ja,
Ja,
Voorjaar.
Okay, talking about hairdos just now.
Rook jij?
There's some nice different hairstyles. Still, I got to know you as a very passionate man. You started off with a different study, and then after a couple of years only stopped, traveled, and came to Team Academy. And what I admired from you is that you always you go deep. You follow your passion. You try to work as hard as you can to get that team going, which never wanted to do often what you wanted to do, but go, make it happen, and do things. Worked also in the startup week, together with Stefan, even, I think it was. And so when it even started really to connect for you was, I think, in year 3 on your learning journey when you went to the Help Me Out Turkish Icons. I had to look that one up because I thought, now I want to know exactly where it is, but come back to that later. Somewhere down in the middle of under Miami, close
Above
to
Haiti.
Cuba. You can imagine the pictures. There you started connecting with sustainability, the greenhouses, everybody mentioned that, but that got you ticking, really. Even in your 4th year, you really started to think about, how do I want to progress? What do I want to do? What do I want to see how I can make more, bring the sustainability in the company of my father, or do I want something else? I'm proud that you work with Dolf on getting his sustainable business up and running here in the Netherlands, and that you also did a fantastic job there. So really that part got you going. I believe through the 4 years you made fantastic steps between finding the balance between you and your passion, and to find that road to not completely go to the one side or to the other side, but slowly get there. I also believe that you're ready for the further school of life, and that you will definitely find your passion there even more. I still see you somewhere down in that Pacific on a nice boat with a fantastic company there in a very blue sky area. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Zoek je nou, ja. Zoek je
Yeah, she did well.
Good job.
Nee, dat is niet meer.
Oké, foto is heel zondag.
Ja, tuurlijk. Ja, dat zie je wel. En dat zie je echt wel.
Zo zijn we net.
Oh, daar zo. Green.
Zo altijd eerst.
Are you ready for it?
Maybe. I know. Can I take my gloves or not?
It's your graduation.
Okay. I will take my gloves.
I think you were one of the youngest coming in Team Academy.
Maybe
No,
Stijn.
or-
Maybe Stijn was beating me, I think.
Okay, well, close to. So a group of young, also a lovely butterfly. And you always have been a very happy lady with a big heart, a very social connection to everybody. Very welcoming, with the gezelligheid from the south.
Always in my
And-
heart, eh?
Always in your heart. And what I also loved about you is the crazy Fleur as well. So Fleur is not just serious, but also. And there with Daddy. Fantastic man. Okay.
No, but don't forget my mommy. Yeah? Otherwise, I would not be here without her. Watch out.
Mommy as well. So after year 3, you took a gap year. I think that has been the best decision you ever made in your life, because you started working at GNS, the company, and you grew tremendously. You became more confident. You became more you, and still remained funny, crazy, and all the things. But the thing I admire about you is you stay close to yourself and you ask the open questions to people which make them think about, okay, what do I actually want? Which way do I actually want to go? So you always ask the good questions. Please keep doing that, because that's definitely a trait. You also always helped out. I think the only year you haven't been on the Startup Week kitchen team was the last one.
Last one, and my first one, I think, my first one.
Yeah.
So still 3.
I think secretly you were there by remembering that you booked her out. But hey, there was this big group always wandering around you, and Annick was always there as well in the kitchen helping out.
And Rutger as well.
And I will miss you, okay, and Mom and Dad, with the barbecues, because they were fantastic. So fantastic to join. I am sure you will have a glamorous career.
Thank you.
You will grow there, lady, and you will continue to smile and shine wherever you go. Please keep us updated.
Thank you.
Kids.
Cheers.
Zeven keer zo.
Heb je al handtekening?
Zet nu overal een kruisje neer.
Ja, maar wij
Heb je de andere 7 andere handtekeningen?
Ja,
Deze
van jullie.
pen mee.
Nou, het is erg van jullie.
Nou.
Nee, jullie dankjewel voor alles.
Okay. Then. Well, it's getting boring, but you came in as well. I think
did,
you
yeah.
immediately came in after HAVO, no gap year, just came in.
Right away.
Derek started with his year on Kwipo, year 1.
Yeah.
The water project, and it was a bit of a project of the 10 little men. It's like it started with 15 and it quite quickly became 10 and then quite quickly it became 5. I think you were the last one standing with Rowan. It was, and you continued, and I still hear you just telling the stories about you walking over all the beaches and trying to sell people water because it was a good project. It actually was. And that is really a trait. That's your thing. You are you persevere. You continue, you make it happen, even though it might not be the exact thing you want to do, but somehow you manage it. So my compliments for that one. Because
thank you.
As Stefan said, that is how I remember you. Continuing. You went into SAP with the group, and I think you finished that one in the year 4 that you closed that one. Stopped working on that.
And year 3.
Yeah.
I think. Beginning year 4, yeah.
And during that year, you had a private setback. And again, there, even though it was not a nice time, you took it up, you continued, you made it happen. And you finished, a bit late, but you finished. So, and you made it all happen, and again, you persevered. Now, even went to Tilburg, starting the masters there. So, on a roll, on the track, continuing with that. I wish you a lot of perseverance.
Thank you very much.
And I'm sure you'll make it.
Thank you. All the best to you guys as well. Thanks.
Why are you always in it? Maybe you're the pressure.
I used to really don't know. It's just the pace, you know.
What do you think about this cute little one?
I'm always soon.
When he came to the team again.
Really?
We saw the movie soon, like,
I think it might have been a bit before, but it was in his application.
It was so free.
Yeah,
I'm like to do that.
And this was him in the first. This is first year.
I like the front. Oh. Heel you.
Dankjewel.
Die is dan wel. En de pen mag je wel.
Last but not least.
Feestdag.
Dankjewel.
Hele dure pen. Nee.
So I stole something from your Facebook.
Oh mijn god. Ik zie het al.
Because I was thinking, actually, you came into Team Academy looking like you look now, close to it.
Yeah.
And after 4 years, you look still approximately the same. So and looking at all the pictures, oh yeah. So I found that one. I thought,
A little bit of a change.
just a bit of a change. So that's. But the picture part was actually saying a lot. Because you came into Team Academy with just a mindset like, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it my way. And you're going to continue your own path. And you did it. Because that's how you did Team Academy. You quit, you came, you started Reset, as everybody now knows, in year 1. And you continued also that till the end of year, you're still working on that. So there's very few people who set their minds on a thing, focus on it, do it, and make that happen, and still do it. So hats off for that.
Thank you.
It's, for me, it's gritty mindset. It's entrepreneurial mindsets. It's you make the things happen the way you want them to be, and you go for that, and that will make you very successful. You'll get there. Also, one of the traits you have is that you're not afraid of what other people think of you. You do your thing. You might be a bit shaky, but you go. You follow your path. You learn to lead the company where it might not come natural to you to be the manager, but you did it. I saw you standing up in front of the small crowd for the pitching event for investment day. Also not natural to you, and you did it.
I did it.
So you also are willing to step out of your comfort zone to make that happen. Yeah, I'm very proud of what you all accomplished via your own route. Sometimes I would have liked a bit different route, but no, wasn't there. My compliments on the gritty mindset. A lot of success in Reset. I heard you were still thinking about a master. I know
For sure.
I know for sure that you can do it. Go.
Thank you.
Good luck in your future.
Thank you very much.
Ja, helaas was het geschuld.
Ik kan ook niet. Die zegt ook.
Gabriel.
Ik kan zeker. Ik
So
kan
explain the process.
Congrats, guys, for the class 2020. Process-wise,
We want to see a little bit of the 5 minutes of the.
Can I explain the process? Then you can have every minute, all the minutes you like.
Okay.
Because afterwards, there is this official picture moment for you guys with the hats, etc., in the room next door. That's all I wanted to say.
Yes. Okay. Johnny?
Okay, so I have the honor to round it off for our Team Plus. It has been an honor to be here at Team Academy for the last 4 years, with a lot of ups and a lot of downs, but that's part of life, I guess. Especially if we look into the moments, or what we are facing at the moment, the crisis. I think that's part also of a Team Academy journey to adapting to this kind of situations. I adapted to it, and I think everyone in my team as well. I have the honor to give you a nice bottle of wine because we want to thank you for the amazing 4 years and the amazing roller coaster. And as Team Plus, thank you for everything, and I hope you enjoy the wine and think of us in the future.
It's definitely plus. Thank you.
Even lekker borrel.
Nou ja, hier Steve, hallo.
Ja,
Steve. Nou, cheers everybody or something.
Nog één dingetje. So, yes. really small thing. Me and we're really happy that we still could get together with everyone. I think I say for both, we really tried to make something of it, and I think we already thank you guys, but as well Niels and Claire, because they're here for their free night and helping us to make, put everything I think together, and we have it all for later. So thank you as well, guys. So as well, a bottle of wine to Claire and Niels. So I think Margaret can close it up. Cheers.
So official pictures next door. Take your glass.
Put your head on. Put your head on.
Put your head on. Weg zit dan.
Is that live from Edmonds?
It's still going. You want to say a final message?
Dankjewel, Schout en Kaas. I love you. Maak ik een filmpje?
Ja, precies. Ja, geld op, maar zo'n tafel. We staan goed in.
Hey, Kel, je moet opkomen draven. Kom.
Is je klauwsmuts?
Snel, hoor. Dat wel.